Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Sunday service of Now Creations. Before we begin today, it's just kind of nice every once in a while to simply be. It's nice to be in your presence. Just nice to be with you. Nice to share this time together. Nice to be able to assist each other in our growth. It's just a joy to be with you here this morning. Sometimes there's nothing more to say, nothing more to do than to just be in that sacred, holy presence of our lives together. I do have a few announcements this morning, then I'll move into our teaching. First of all, by way of announcements, I'll talk a little bit more about this in my introduction, but the sign-ups for our directory, our membership directory, have absolutely been wonderful, and I'll talk a little bit more about that in just a moment. But in addition to that, there are a few things that are very important for us. First of all, we'll be starting a new alchemy class, and the alchemy class will begin on Monday mornings from 10 to 11:30, and they'll continue every Monday beginning October the 5th. If you know of someone else who would like to join us, please invite them to do so. We have about 13 or 14 at present. Also, our weekend enrichment programs have been absolutely fun. They've been so enjoyable. And perhaps when you're inclined, I just invite you to join us any Friday or Saturday evening from 7 to 8:30 p.m. At the conclusion of each session, we do the workbook from A Course in Miracles. And then the last thing, just by way of a reminder, perhaps either today or at least tomorrow, you'll need a passcode to get into all of our study group sessions. The passcode will be 0118. Please jot that down, 0118 for our Zoom passcode. With these things behind us, in a sense, let us now proceed to our teaching today, and what fun it'll be. It just continues to be a great joy to be able to greet you in this weekly teaching. I am very much moved by the goodness that each one of us is simply manifesting in our lives. But in addition to that goodness, there is something else that has caught my attention, and that is the number of people who have signed up for our membership directory. At present, that number is approaching 90. It is such a clear sign, clear evidence that we're beginning to realize the importance of being together, of connecting with each other. One of the most difficult things of life is to get over yourself, to realize there's more than just you, more than just me, that there is an us. And we're beginning to realize this interconnectedness, understanding that which is helpful for all of us is truly helpful for everyone. And I just want to give you my encouragement that what we're doing, taking this step of being together, of growing in universal principles and universal values, this is not just good for us, but I truly feel that it is the pathway forward for all humanity. Well done. Let's continue. With that in mind, that little heavier introduction than normal, what I'd like to move to is a lighter presentation of today's message. It is entitled, You Are Much Better Than SIRI. You are much better than SIRI or Alexa or any other of the virtual assistants. This will be fun, so let's begin. For the last 4 weeks, we have focused our attention on the 5 steps of the pathway forward. The pathway forward for each one of us personally and for all of us collectively. I heartily encourage you to revisit these teachings again and again and again, because I believe that they accurately present the future human advancement in these 5 very simple steps. I believe that we are at the vanguard of human development, and I encourage you to revisit these teachings. Today, however, I thought that we'd just have a little fun, and yet continue to advance the pathway forward. When I first heard of SIRI, which rhymes with the word cherry, SIRI being the virtual assistant from the Apple iPhone, and then there's Alexa and others, it was really amazing to me of all of the things that SIRI knew. As it uses our language to ask it questions, SIRI can answer those questions, as well as make recommendations and even perform certain actions. As I was writing this talk today, I used SIRI right in the midst of this talk to make certain phone calls and send text. And of course, SIRI can play your music, set alarms, turn on your TV, and pretty much run your life. What a great virtual assistance to have. A great virtual assistance. It brings back the remembrances of the genie in the bottle that could grant your every wish. And just before continuing, I did look up on SIRI, SIRI's voice, which is the voice of Susan Bennett. And many of you ladies will find this interesting, why other voices concerning virtual assistants from Google to Microsoft have feminine voices. The idea being that the feminine voice is more sincere and more pleasing. Thank you, dear ladies. Thank you. Now, after giving SIRI all of these accolades, I began to think a little more deeply about SIRI. Especially, I began to think, who is really behind SIRI? Who is really behind SIRI? And it was very, very clear to me that SIRI has a long history of artificial intelligence behind her. And quite frankly, that SIRI is really pre-programmed by these very intelligent engineers to handle your request. SIRI is pre-programmed. SIRI is the result of very intelligent engineers who have created artificial intelligence that enable, in a sense, SIRI to delegate your questions to a programmed set of internet services that SIRI provides. Again, let me just say that SIRI is such a wonderful achievement. It is great to have such a virtual assistant. I make use of SIRI every day. I use her achievements every day, and I'm sure many of you do the same. We're very thankful to SIRI for all of the things that she does for us. Yet, the lingering question and answer behind SIRI made me think about you. The lingering question and answer behind SIRI made me think about you. First, the question, why does SIRI work? The answer, because someone did the work that makes SIRI work. The question again, why does SIRI work? The answer, because someone did the work that makes SIRI work. So how did this question and answer make me think about you? Well, it's clear to me that someone has done the work to make us work. Let me say it again. Someone has done the work to make us work. We have come into human life fully loaded. We have this incredible physical body, first of all. and it knows how to operate on its own. We don't have to worry about our heart beating. We don't worry about our lungs breathing. And we don't worry about our stomachs digesting. These physical processes all have been pre-designed. They're all programmed because someone has already done the work that makes us work. And then we have this incredible brain of ours, which enables us to sense what is going on in the world, communicate in language to other people, and even be able to agree on certain aspects of living. Really, quite a remarkable achievement, because someone has already done the work. Oh, did I mention that we have a full array of thoughts and emotions, ideas and feelings that enhance our experiences? Truly, we come into human life fully loaded to experience the human condition because someone has already done the work. Oh, wait a minute, Vince, wait a minute. Are you saying that we come into human life pre-programmed? Yes and no. Yes, our physiology has a lot of pre-programming that makes life so much easier for us. And we don't have to worry about breathing, our heart beating, digesting. And we have a full range of emotions and mental bodies that work together with us. We have been pre-programmed in so many ways. Yet on the other hand, there's a no. No. While our bodies and some of our emotions and minds have been pre-programmed so we can deal with things, we are essentially not pre-programmed. Essentially, when it comes to the most important things, we are not pre-programmed. Remember, my teaching is that you are so much better than SIRI, who is fully pre-programmed. You are so much better than SIRI. So may I explain why in these 5 ways. First, SIRI is fully programmed by others. You are not. You are not. While the essential parts of you are established, so you don't have to give them undue attention, like your body, some of your emotions and your thoughts, the essential part of you is free. You are free to think on your own. You are free to intuit on your own. You are free in the essential aspect of who you are. There is no one or no thing that has predetermined you. You are free. Have been, presently are, and always will be. And the wonderful thing about this freedom, have you thought about it lately? There is always choice. You're never forced. You are never stuck. There's always a possibility of something new. You are a self-aware, self-determining, self-creating being. SIRI is not. I'll say it again. You are a self-aware, self-determining, self-creating being. Which leads me to the second difference with SIRI. SIRI has a temporary battery. You have an eternal soul. May I say this again? SIRI has a temporary battery. You have a permanent soul. You are a permanent soul that never runs down. It never wears out. Which then leads me to the very important third difference. SIRI needs an external source to plug into, to be recharged. And even then, the battery runs down. But you not only have an eternal soul, but you also have a permanent power source. You not only have an eternal soul, you have a permanent power force. At any given moment, at any time, you can go within yourself. You can go within yourself to be recharged, to be revitalized. And your power source is as eternal as you are. How many times have you turned to that internal power source? You clearly know that that internal power source is greater than any problem you're ever going to face. When SIRI will be relegated to the old technological junk pile by something new that will come, you will always be fresh and new. You're never going to be overcome by something new, because you are the newness of life. SIRI eventually will go to the technological junk pile. You will always be fresh and new. Do you clearly understand how powerful you are? An eternal soul, fresh and new. You are quite capable. You are quite capable of being in the now moment at any moment. There's nothing new to you, for you have within yourself all of the knowing you're ever going to need. And that knowing enables you to clearly see what is going on at any given moment. SIRI is always going to need to be newly programmed. You know it all. The fourth difference. While SIRI is totally programmed by others, you have your own internal guide that knows what to do in every situation, as I have briefly alluded to. Your internal guide, your internal teacher, is accurately able to assess any situation spontaneously and unerringly. There is nothing that your internal guide does not know. There is nothing that your internal guide does not know. Clearly able to understand anything at any moment, spontaneously and unerringly. You know what you are doing at all times because you have an all-knowing internal guide. I just need to say this again to you. You know what you're doing at all times because you are able to tap in to an all-knowing internal guide. This internal guide is such an important aspect of your life. This internal guide, this internal teacher, is the purpose of the writing of that beautiful book, A Course in Miracles. In the preface of the book, it clearly states that the purpose of A Course in Miracles, is to provide a way in which some people will be able to find their own internal teacher. That's the purpose of A Course in Miracles, that some people can find their own internal teacher. You have found yours. I can't say it any more clearly. You have found yours. You have come to know that you have an eternal teacher that is free, permanent, and all-knowing. Free, permanent, all-knowing. Do you not understand what a gift you have? Have confidence. Come to know your internal teacher. There is one more thing. The fifth difference between SIRI and you, and why you are so much better than SIRI, is because SIRI is limited by the limited intelligence of its programmers. Let me just say it again. SIRI is limited by the limited intelligence of its programmers. You are unlimited. Not just free, but you are unlimited. You are the unlimited expansion of the divine itself. We are an unlimited expansion of consciousness. That's why it's been so fun for us in the Course of Alchemy to study the third, fourth, and the fifth dimensions of knowing, because as we continue to expand in consciousness far beyond the limitations of SIRI's programmers, as we expand in the consciousness of the divine, we then begin to understand that we are so far beyond the superficialities of life and are coming truly to understand the thoughts and feelings of life of the Creator that give us stability, confidence, and joy in our daily living. And now, again and again and again, as we are moving into that unlimited expansion of consciousness, we're able to bring that unlimited expansion of consciousness right down here into our mental, emotional, and physical bodies. Don't you think that's exciting? We can bring this unlimited consciousness into our everyday experiences in life. Probably the most beautiful thing we have is that we have the unlimited expansiveness of the Creator itself. And when SIRI is resting in peace, you will be creating anew. When SIRI's programmers are resting in peace, you will be creating anew. And may I say, you are so much more than SIRI right now. Right now. In conclusion, may we truly appreciate what SIRI does for us. She is a beautiful, beautiful expression of artificial intelligence. The key word in the phrase is artificial. Artificial intelligence created by other limited intelligences. You are the real thing. You are not artificial. You are the forever creation of the intelligence of the divine itself, made in its very image and likeness. There is nothing artificial about you. You are the real thing. So, sometime in the future, you may not so much say, "Hey Siri." Maybe in the future you'll say, "Hey me." Why not today? Let me now take you into meditation, and what a joy it is to do so. Let's begin as we normally do by simply focusing on the breath, breathing in and breathing out, and just beginning to feel the rhythm that breathing within us helps us to be able to settle ourselves physically, mentally, emotionally. Please focus on the rhythm of the breath. Please begin. Let's reflect. We are so fortunate in this age of technology to have all of the advances that we do have. This program on Zoom right now would not have been possible a few years ago. We have so many wonderful things that connect us, help us communicate with each other. And may we just take a moment to fully appreciate, if we can, the incredible technology that has brought so many of us together. Even though we know that people abuse the technology, take advantage of it, let us truly be grateful for those who have helped us to gather the possibility of being more one. What Siri and Alexa and all of the other artificial intelligence enable us to do is to really connect with the things that are outside of us. Everything from ordering pizza online and having it delivered, knowing the distance between wherever you live and another place. It just facilitates our navigation in the world. We're so grateful. But what it does not know, what artificial intelligence does not know, is the real you. I'll say it again. What artificial intelligence does not know is the real you. And let's face it, sometimes it's hard for you to know the real you. So let's take a look at the real you, who you are. Beyond artificial intelligence. You are a Christed being. What does that mean again? Oh yes, Christed means connected to your Creator, to your source. You are consciously a child of God. You are an eternal soul. There's nothing temporary, short-lived, batteries to run down about you. Would you first of all acknowledge the eternality of your being? And would you acknowledge it right here and now? You're eternal right now. Let's proceed. You are a Christed being of light. And by light, what we simply mean is, you know. It's not just that you have intellectual knowledge, but you also see clearly. You can assess a situation. You know the meaning of what's occurring. There's an illumination in you that clearly comprehends what's occurring. This intelligence far exceeds the worldly, where's the next gas station? How many miles between here and there? You know what is happening within you. There's a light. and you read the situations clearly. You have the light. Don't back down from what you know. In the nicest sense of the words, you are a know-it-all. And as a result of knowing it clearly, we can add the next component. You are a Christed being of light and love. Love is simply the expression of the Creator's light in you. Love is how you express the Creator's light. You're really good at this. Makes you happy to do this. You're not swayed by other people's opinions because, well, you know what you're doing. You have the light that directs your love. You're becoming a model for others, not by being preachy, but just by being who you are, a Christed being of light. You are showing up radiantly. Unwaveringly. Happy. Fun to be around. You're gentle. you're kind. You are reflecting the Creator's light. Yes, you are. Did you ever think you'd say to yourself, I am reflecting my Creator's light? Consciously, knowingly. There's one more component. Yes, you are a Christed being, connected to the divine, of light, knowing, of love, expressing, in a physical body. Here you are. In a physical body that is the vehicle for your actions. So happy that somebody has done the work. So happy that someone has done the work on your lungs and your stomach and your heart. Happy to have SIRI assist you in this everyday world. Happy that so many have done the work. And yet you must do the work as well. For it is you who bring intentionality into the body, into the world. Do not clearly see the difference between you and an artificial intelligence. You bring intentionality into your physical body. You're the one that brings the heaven to the earth. I'll say it again. You're the one that brings the intentional heaven to the new earth.
The light shines bright to illumine love without, love within. I honor thee, I honor thee. Namaste, I honor thee, I honor thee, I honor thee. Namaste, I honor thee. When you are where you need to be, within that space, I honor thee. Seen through eyes, an illusion, seen through spirit, we are one. I honor thee, I honor thee, I honor thee. Namaste, I honor thee, I honor thee, I honor thee, I honor thee. Namaste, I honor thee. Namaste, I honor thee.
It's so much fun to be able to say, hey Siri, call. Hey Siri, send a text. Hey Siri, set an alarm. So nice to have that artificial intelligence assisting us. There are just certain things it doesn't do. There are just certain things where you can't say, hey Siri, but you can say, and happily so, hey me. Hey me. What fun. Namaste, dear ones. Namaste.